filming a nursing student Q&A video basically. I've been asked some questions, so I thought that I would, answer them. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave a like and a comment on the video, and that will really help me. So let's just get right into the video. So I've got my list of questions just here and I'm going to be reading from them, so if you're wondering what I'm looking at, it's this. So the first question that I have is, how do you find a balance between nursing, uni and social life? And my answer to that is that, I pretty much don't have a social life. I know that sounds so sad, but, I never see my friends. I live with Aaron, who is my boyfriend, and pretty much all of my time is either spent at uni or spending time with him. So he's kind of, my social life. So it's literally just 50-50, uni and then, at home with Aaron, basically. The next question is, how do placements work, and do you get any say when or where? And that is, we don't get any say in where we go or when we do it, although we did answer a bit of a questionnaire at the beginning of the degree saying where you'd prefer to go, but I haven't had any of the places that I kind of said that I would prefer to go yet, so I don't know whether we are going to get any of them. And placements work basically at my uni, which is De Montfort, is where when you first start the degree in first year, you'll get 6 months at uni and then you'll go on placement for 4 or 6 weeks. And in first year we had 3 placements, so we was at uni for a few months and then we was at placement for a month and a half, so 6 weeks at a time. And then second year, which is what I'm in now, they changed it so that we have 2 long placements instead of 3 small placements. So I had 1 placement at the very beginning of the year, so as soon as I started second year I had a month at uni, an assignment, and then I was on placement for how long was it? I think it was 12 weeks, so I was on placement for a solid 3 months, and then we've been at uni ever since June, July, and then we're going on placement in the week after next week. So I've got my exam at the moment, so I'll be going on placement in December, just literally a few days after my exam, and I've been preparing for this exam for absolutely weeks. So, I mean months rather, so I definitely don't have a social life right now. Another one is, how have you ever felt unsafe on the ward, and how do you deal with that? Unsafe in terms of physical safety, in terms of, I don't know, maybe someone intruders or patients. No, I haven't felt unsafe in any way before actually. Some of the patients kind of have scared me a little bit in the past because they're kind of unpredictable. And if I did feel unsafe, how would I deal with it? I don't really know actually. I won't know until I'm actually put in that position. But I'd probably speak to my mentor about it. I definitely recommend that. And if it's something that your mentor can't handle, then I'd definitely go to personal tutor, or maybe the ward sister or the matron, which are the head of the wards basically. And yeah, so the other question is, why did you choose to be a nurse? And I can't actually physically remember the very second I thought I wanted to be a nurse. It was more of a gradual thing, and I remember being in year 10, so I was maybe 15, 16, and I basically just thought I would go in the path of my mum, and she's a neonatal nurse, so she works with the babies in the intensive care unit where they're in the incubators and everything. So I thought, oh, I'll be a neonatal nurse like my mum, and I like the sound of it, and I just thought, I feel like it's in my blood. Sounds a bit cheesy, but so I thought, oh, I'll go for that, and I started to do work experience in a club for children with disabilities on a Saturday, every other Saturday kind of. And that was where I was getting my work experience for my CV to get into uni or my UCAS application. And then I did work experience in a school of children with disabilities. And then I decided from doing those clubs and everything that I wanted to be a children's nurse. I don't think I realised that you had to be an adult nurse, that you had to do adult training to be a neonatal nurse. But yeah, I decided I wanted to be a children's nurse. But then I also decided that I wanted to do adult nursing first to kind of get the grounds of nursing, and then I could go into any kind of field that I wanted to after that. Whereas if I did children's nursing first, if I ever wanted to do anything different such as adult nursing or midwifery or learning disability, I wouldn't be able to do it because I'd literally just be trained in children's and it'd be a lot harder to do the other things. So essentially I just jabbered a little bit there, but I did decide to be a nurse when I was in school, so probably about 15 years old. Do you ever feel like quitting? If so, how do you cope? I've never actually felt like quitting before, because I do really like it and I don't find it like that stressful. Like, I deal with stress quite well, unless I'm stressing about failing. So yeah, I have just really hung on and thought, you know, I can get through this. And I cope if I have any doubts in myself, like, oh my god, I'm going to fail this assignment. I'll just kind of sit there and I'll be like, look, you can get 3 fails a year before you're actually kicked off the course. So if you get 1 fail, you can redo it. You know, like, the chances, and you only get about 4 assignments and then like an exam every year anyway. So if it would be pretty hard to fail all like 3 out of the 4 or 5 of the things that you can fail. And how would I cope if I did feel like quitting is, again, I would probably just sit there and think, like, there is light at the end of the tunnel, I can get through this, and I will have a lot of fun once I'm actually qualified. And think about the money that I'm going to get, because at the moment I'm struggling so much, and to know that I will actually be maybe financially stable in a year is like amazing. And I just feel like it's just such a sustainable job. You're always going to get a job in that field, and I'm always going to like it. So I feel like if I ever did quit, I do not know what I would do. I honestly have no idea what I would do instead of nursing. So it's just kind of like I have to do this, and I really want to do this. This is like the only thing that I have my focus on. So yeah, no, I would never ever quit, and I don't actually feel like quitting ever. So that's really good. So my next question is, was nursing what you thought it would be, and what were you expecting least? Nursing actually was very different to what I thought it would be, mainly because I didn't actually know what to expect. Like, I had no idea, because I've never been in a hospital before, really. Well, not literally, but like, I've been in hospitals, but I've never actually sat there and like observed the nurses and everything like a lot of people have. Like, a lot of people are like HCAs before they do the degree, but honestly, I didn't think it would be so elderly orientated. Like I said, my hair, oh my god, my head was pretty much in the clouds before I started uni, and I probably just thought that like I was going to be looking after like every age group, but actually the main age group is going to be the elderly, and they're obviously the ones that stay in hospital for the longest. In terms of just like all the nursing responsibilities, every single area, every single ward is different. Like, you cannot have just one expectation of nursing, because you could literally be working in the community as a midwife, working with babies all day, travelling in your own car all day, or you could be working in A&E, working with people that have been in car accidents, people that have had their leg chopped off, an elderly person that's had a fall. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like the difference between like other jobs is almost the same as the difference between each individual nursing job, because they're just so different in themselves. The only thing that really links them together is like the responsibilities that you have, like medication and caring, and you know, all the compassionate side. That's the only thing that joins them all together. But other than that, every single job that you get as a nurse is literally different. Like I said, like, my mum works in neonates, she works with babies, completely different to working in a nursing home as a nurse. Literally completely different. So the last question is, how can I stand out in my nurse's application? And again, this literally depends on like pretty much your age and your experience. If you've got loads of experience, you'll stand out right away by putting in every single bit of experience that's related to nursing, even if it's just volunteering to like, I don't know, Loros, or like volunteering in any other way, any charity work. I did NCS, which I did a charity for, I raised money for RSPCA, and I put that on there, and that helped me out. And even though I only applied when I was like 18, and I did have work experience, you know, volunteering and everything, it probably wasn't the best work experience, and I'm actually really lucky that I actually got in, because most people on my course have had like a few years worth of experience working as a healthcare assistant in hospitals. And I feel like if you do want to apply for nursing, I would 100% recommend going to get a job as a healthcare assistant for a year and a half or 2 years maybe, like as long as you can, literally like, as long as possible. Unless you're literally dying to go on the course, then like, you know, I'd probably try applying every year. Actually, that's a good idea, I didn't think of that. Apply every single year as what's working as a HCA, and that will just like really help you out. You're bound to get in somewhere, and also it depends on which university you apply for, because some only require like minimal grades, minimal experience, but then obviously the higher universities, which is probably like Birmingham and Nottingham, and you know, they're all the ones local to me, so they're all the only ones I know. But yeah, the higher ones obviously will require higher grades, such as like 3Bs, and like loads of experience. So yeah, just try like applying to lots of different unis and get some experience, get really good experience, and you will definitely stand out. And just in your application, make it sound like you're, well, obviously don't make it sound like, because obviously if you want to be a nurse, you've got to be it anyway. But yeah, like just tell them how compassionate and caring you are and all this stuff, and don't say the typical like, I want to be a nurse to help people, because they probably read that in every application, so you know. So yeah, that's it for the video today. I hope you all enjoyed it, and yeah, like I said before, give it a like and a comment and subscribe if you want to see more videos, and yeah, I'll see you next time.